Hello everyone, my name is Vít Benešovský and this is my course in Essential Czech brought to you by Seduo. As a Czech teacher, I talk to foreigners about the language all the time. Many of them think Czech is incredibly hard, almost impossible to learn, which, judging by my experience as a teacher, is not true at all. In this introduction, I would like to show you that it is very much possible to learn the basics of Czech and more. Czech is a Slavic language, and as such, it shares a lot of similarities with languages like Polish, Russian, or Ukrainian. Naturally, that makes it a little easier for the speakers of those languages or people who have learned them to also learn Czech. It is, however, often difficult for these people not to mix the Slavic language they already speak with Czech, which is not an issue for English, German, Spanish, or French speakers. One of the challenges we will face is the case system. In Czech, we change the endings of words according to their function in a sentence. While this can sound discouraging to many, people usually learn to use one case at a time. There is definitely no need to learn all of them at once. Moreover, there are clear patterns in the ending system, and after a while you will be able to guess which one should be used. Czech pronunciation is not as tricky as it may look. We tend to use lots of consonants together, and a few sounds in Czech are, let's say, exotic, but that can be overcome with little practice. Once you know how to pronounce the sounds, reading Czech is a piece of cake. One letter or a combination of letters is always read the same way, so there are no surprises like in English or French, and when you see a new word written, you immediately know how to pronounce it. And unlike English and many other languages, Czech only has 3 tenses and very few irregular verbs. I have loved languages since I was a child, and gradually I learned to speak a few of them. Here are a few tips that apply to almost any language you want to learn, plus a few that apply specifically to Czech. 1. Practice often. You definitely don't have to spend hours every day learning a language. The key is learning regularly, repeatedly, and often. A few minutes on a bus with an application like Duolingo or Quizlet every day works wonders, especially for vocabulary and grammar. It is easy, fun, and it works. 2. Try to have as much exposure to the target language as you can. I have learned a lot from songs. When I started to learn Russian, for example, I listened to songs, read lyrics, and tried to translate them. I watched TV shows with and later without subtitles. I had Russian radio on. When I did chores, I even watched kids' shows. They were easier to understand. Exposure is crucial. To get better at a language, you have to read it and listen to it as much as possible. 3. Speak to yourself. As weird as it may sound, this is actually an effective technique that can really boost your fluency. When you are bored, speak the language to yourself, even just in your head. Say what's around you, say what's happening, say what you are thinking about, what you have been doing, and what you are going to do. When you don't know a word, look it up on your phone. Yes, you will not know if you are saying everything absolutely correctly, but you will not know that either when you speak to an actual person. The point here is to get used to expressing yourself in a foreign language, even in the simplest way. Your thoughts in Czech will become more and more complex with time, but in the beginning, you have to consciously try to put them inside your head. 4. Use the language. Speak Czech to actual Czechs. You can start from the simplest tasks. Buying a slice of pizza, a magazine, ordering at a restaurant or a pub. You can talk to your Czech colleagues and friends. Yes, Czechs you don't know well, especially in cities, might answer in English if you try speaking Czech to them, but don't let that stop you. And if you live outside the Czech Republic, you can find a partner for a language exchange or a teacher online. To sum up, practice often, use apps, books, and websites, have a lot of exposure, read, listen, watch, speak to yourself, use the language, and there is one more. Don't forget to have fun. Read what you like, listen to music you like, people you like, Watch videos and films that you like, and don't be afraid of mistakes because they will help you get better. In the next lesson, we will learn how to greet people, introduce ourselves, and ask others what languages they speak.